There is a moment where you holding on to all of the tasks is actually sabotaging your ability to grow your impact and grow your income in your superpower. You are listening to Amplify Your Success Podcast, episode 272. And today we're doing part 3 of my Business Superpower series. And I'm going to show you how to amplify your superpower as an authority brand in your market. Are you ready for this? Let's get started. Welcome to the Amplify Your Success Podcast. Get ready to ramp up your revenue, amplify your impact, and make your mark in the world. This is the show for experts, thought leaders, and service professionals who want to shatter their limits and achieve that next level. You're going to find out from other experts and influencers how they made it. Now, let's get amplified. Hey there, inspired entrepreneurs and business leaders. It's your host, Melanie Benson. I'm excited to wrap up my 3-part series on business superpowers. It feels like it's just a foundational piece that so many people miss. We did how to activate your superpower, which is really how to find it, how to awaken it, and how to uncover what it is that you're going to shape your business and your offers around so that you have more power in the marketplace. The second one was how to monetize your superpower, which of course, don't we all want to figure out how we can really make a greater impact and increase the income exponentially in the process. So I will link those up in the show notes if you missed the first 2 parts. This third part is how to amplify your superpower. And I'm going to cover what erodes your superpower. So what might be getting in the way of you really building your business around it and having it be such a powerful magnet for more success in the market. And 5 things you can do that activate the power of your superpower and act like that magnet for you. Now, this is a foundational piece of the 7 steps I teach my clients. And I have recently created a free download. And if you want it, you can just, wherever you're listening to this, you can go to Instagram and type plan wherever you connect with me, or you can go to amplifywithmelanie.com and get my 7-step plan to get booked on hot stages and podcasts, to attract really high quality leads and get 5-figure clients. This is my blueprint for creating a high 6- and 7-figure business, doing what you love, like really everything pivoting around your superpower. And I really wanted to unpack the superpower part because a lot of people are like, but what do I make it about? Like, what should I be on stages about? What should I make my offers about? All of it, when you really know this part, everything else just clicks. It's like the last piece, or maybe the first piece of the puzzle that everything else just clicks into place around. If you don't yet have the plan, again, you can go to amplifywithmelanie.com. I would highly recommend downloading it, even if you don't feel like you're ready for it yet, because you can work some of the earlier steps and get the client experience, get the flow of opportunity going, even if you're not doing the stages part. All of the pieces work together, but you can also work the individual pieces and amplify your superpower in your market and get well paid for it. Now let's dig into today's wrap up on the amplification. And of course, with my brand being about amplifying, we have to talk about amplifying your superpower. And I want to start by just explaining that there are some things that when clients come to me to work inside of the Amplify Your Authority brand programs, what I find is oftentimes they're doing some things that are eliminating and minimizing their superpower, and they don't even realize it. So let me just tackle 2 or 3 of the most common ones. Sometimes there's some things outside of this. First of all, you've created way too many solutions or way too many offers, and your brand has become diluted. Now, there are a lot of very neurodivergent creative entrepreneurs who have so many interests and so many things that pull at them. And I just want you to know, I see you, I get it. I have lots of things that I feel like I can offer the market as well. When it comes to really following this process and amplifying your superpower, it pays off to focus. And if you find that you're having a very hard time selling what you have, or you have a hard time getting clients to really understand that you're the right solution for them, you get passed over in the market and people go, oh, I didn't know you do that. Chances are you're falling into this category. And this is a big problem when you have lots of things you're putting out there and lots of messages and lots of programs. People don't really know where to start, and they don't really understand what your superpower really is. And so they don't automatically connect what they need or what their friend needs for a referral to you. So I'm not going to unpack that one anymore. If you follow the superpower process, I guarantee you will find that this starts to flip to having a constant flow of clients. The second thing that happens is your audience does not understand your credibility. And that may be because you lack an authority platform and there isn't a place where your like expertise and your authority and the work that you do doesn't it's not emanating. Here I am, this is what I do. And that can be solved by getting into an authority platform. Or it could literally just be you are feeling kind of modest and maybe you're uncomfortable sharing some of the things that you've accomplished. Keep in mind, there are ways to do this that are very subtle but very impactful. If your audience doesn't understand your credibility, it's very easy for them to click away and go to the next person. So this is a piece that you're going to want to learn how to weave in ways to showcase the accomplishment and your power and your impact that you have so that it's attractive and compelling to your audience. And third, you're not spending enough time in it. You literally are so bogged down in the business, working on the business, that you're not, or working in the business, that you're not actually carving out enough time to be in your superpower. So you're doing all the other stuff and not this. And I know because I've been there and I've coached so many clients through this, there is a moment where you holding on to all of the tasks is actually sabotaging your ability to grow your impact and grow your income in your superpower. And you have to be courageous enough to make the leap of faith to hire, even if it's scary, you don't know who to hire, you don't even know if you can afford it. There has to be a flipping of your mindset and a trusting to make the leap of faith. So I have entire episodes dedicated to hiring, and this is a big part of what we do at the VIP level of Amplify Your Success. But you have to make that decision. And that flows into very nicely to what does work. How are you going to amplify the superpower that you want to grow your impact with? So first of all, one of the most amazing things you can do is the mindset work. In my 21 years of coaching and mentoring people, since like 2000 now, and doing my own work in the process, what I've realized is every new level is a new devil, right? We've heard that saying before, and you have to keep doing the mindset work to really own and claim your superpower and be willing to do the things that amplify it. So whatever fear is in the way, wherever your logic brain starts to take over and says, no, we got to do it this way because this is the safe, secure way, you have to go back to, what am I believing about myself and about my work? Where am I letting fear make decisions versus my commitment to growing the impact and the reach of my work in the world? So mindset is going to be a key component. And I would encourage you to have some kind of a community, a coach, a program, a podcast, whatever it is, that's constantly kind of like exposing your blind spots and showing you where the way you think and the way you believe may be holding you back, so that you can continue to do the inner work that supports you doing the things that work. Okay, that's part of the amplification, is you've got to get the inside right to get the outside right. And I like to think of it like a beautiful flower. You've got to get the seed right. You've got to get the conditions right. You've got to get the right sunshine. You've got to get the right fertilizer. All of it has to work together to grow beautiful blooms. It's funny, as I'm airing this episode, we've just gone through a huge like transformation of our outdoor landscape, and it took months, and it looked really ugly for a while. Like we had no grass, we had to dig up all our flower beds because where we live there's soil. We had to redo every sprinkler system, and it made me think about all the stuff you can't see that has to be done to have a beautiful landscape, to have a beautiful blooming garden, which is important to me. Like I love the beauty of the nature we're surrounded with, and I love having gorgeous flowers that bloom. But boy, was it ugly for a while. And I think sometimes that's what gets in the way of doing the mindset work, is things look really ugly for a while because there is some inner work we have to do, some digging up, maybe even facing some really not so good patterns before we can get all the ingredients set on the inside that bear the right fruit and the right outcomes on the outside. The second thing is delegation. So I said, if you're not spending enough time, then you're not delegating enough, okay? Or you're not prioritizing it. But what I find is my clients don't oftentimes feel comfortable delegating more. I have a client, he's super brilliant. We're working on really leveling up our goal is to triple his income this year from where he was. He was trapped in a one-to-one model where he could just make enough money based on whatever he worked. And he has good rates and all that, but he really wanted to up at another level. And I'm like, you have to be willing to delegate. And so every time he's like, well, I don't have time to do something. I'm like, because you're not delegating. I don't have time. I'm like, you're not delegating. So I'm like a broken record. And he's finally realizing, yeah, I'm not delegating. I haven't developed the habit and the pattern of delegating. So I tend to be an over-delegator. I will delegate everything I can. And sometimes it's a little too much, but I'd rather err on the side of over-delegating than under-delegating, because under-delegating is going to keep you trapped and you're never going to get to spend enough time in your superpower. And so you're going to make up this whole thing in your head, this whole story that growing your business is hard, because when you're spending too much time doing things that don't light your fire, it will feel hard. Okay, so you got to find the right balance for you. But if you're not spending enough time in your superpower, you're not delegating enough. Third one is brand messaging. When you want to amplify the impact of your superpower, the magic turns on when your message, it's just like, it's irresistible. It's compelling. People hear themselves inside of the words they're reading on your website or the words they're reading in an email, and it draws them in and it makes them want to take another step with you. And to amplify the impact of your superpower, we have to be able to enroll more people, and we have to be able to connect with more people who need what we do. And one of the most powerful and often the most difficult components of that is your messaging. So if you don't feel like that's working, I would highly recommend putting all of your energy into messaging over the next 90 days to get that part to really sing and be powerful. I do a lot of messaging restructuring, like rebranding the core message, the title, the topics, the hooks, the frameworks that people use around their messaging, because I find little tiny tweaks there swing big doors wide open. The next one, the fourth one, is get visible consistently. And to do that, you've got to have an authority platform. So start a podcast, guest on other people's stages, or write a book. Those are the three key things I do with every client. One of those three things has to be in place. Start a podcast or a show. Like one of my clients started a online Twitter show because that was the platform she's most amplified in right now, which let's leverage what you have. It can be a LinkedIn show. It could be a YouTube channel. One of my clients last year had like an amazing YouTube channel. And so we were talking about ways that he could exponentially grow the reach of his YouTube channel. So pick something and do it consistently. The more visible you are on the platform that your potential clients look for solutions and connect with a mentor, the more this will work. And last, collaborate. You had to know I was going to sneak this in somewhere. But literally, like if you want to exponentially amplify the reach of your message, your superpower, you want to grow the impact you can have with the people who are desperately searching for solutions, you got to activate collaboration. This is the game changer. This opens doors quickly. And I noticed the clients who are trying to do it all themselves, they really miss this gem. And collaboration, whether it's the collaboration of getting on other people's podcasts, the cross promotion, the brain commingling, the co-creative process that happens when you collaborate with others. It's one of the reasons why I love masterminding and I love our inner circle is this collaborative energy gets so palpable and so powerful. So let me recap: mindset, delegate more, brand messaging, be visible consistently with an authority platform, and collaborate. This is how you're going to amplify your superpower in the world. Now, there's probably a lot of other things, but I want to keep this short today. And I really want to hone in on the things that I know move the needle quickly, because my guess is, you're not spending enough time in your superpower and you're looking for ways to get that edge in the market. You're looking for ways to stand out. You're looking for ways to enjoy your business more, to be more in flow, to have more play and to more enjoyable moments. And that's what happens when you get into your superpower. It's like everything just flows so much more naturally and authentically, and your power goes up in the market. That's when you get those notes from people where they say, "Oh my God, I'm reading your website and I feel your power coming through." Or they're like, "I listened to your podcast and I can't wait to work with you." That's what the secret sauce is. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear, how will you amplify your superpower? Are you going to start a podcast with me? Are you going to guest on other people's stages? Are you going to write a book? Are you going to delegate more, or something else? What's going to be the thing that you commit to? We'll be having a conversation about this in my Amplify Your Authority Facebook group. I love to keep the conversation going. If you don't have my plan yet, type plan in the comments in my Facebook group. Or if you want my worksheet for the activate your superpower, and if from the first episode you didn't get your activate your business superpower worksheet, okay, you can also just type superpower in the comments and I'll make sure that we get you a copy of the worksheet as well. Let's do this together. Let's create a movement of people who live and amplify their superpower, and just be ready for some magical outcomes that you can't even imagine yet. I can't wait. Can you? Thanks for tuning in today, Amplifier. Be sure to join us right now in the Amplify Your Authority community at authorityamplifiers.com, and I'll share my 7 proven tips to be a highly paid expert that stands out in a crowded market. Plus, we're going to keep this conversation going, and I want to hear from you how you're going to amplify your authority and make a greater impact. Before you go, please take a minute to give our show and our guests some love over on your favorite podcasting platform. Subscribe, rate, and review. Leave your full name, and I'll spotlight you and your authority on social media.